Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Teeny Crochets and today I'll be showing you how to crochet two different types of worry worms. So I'm going to show you how to do a large one and a small one. So get your crochet hooks at the ready and let's get going. Now before we get started, if I could ask you a massive favour, please leave a thumbs up now before you forget. It's free and it really helps out my channel. To make the large worry worm, I'm going to be using chunky yarn. So this chunky variegated yarn, you can get it in all different types of colours and I think it just turns out looking really cool at the end. So I'll leave a link in the description box to where I get this yarn from. I will also be using my 4mm hook. So if I find the end of my yarn, there we go. Let's start. So the first thing I'm going to do is a slip knot onto my hook. Ooh. And I'm going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Into the second chain from hook, so we're going to ignore this first chain, and into the second chain I'm going to do 6 single crochets all into this chain space. So 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And that was round 1, and for the rest of the rows or the rest of the round we'll be working in the round. So for the next round we're going to increase to 12 stitches. So to do that I'm going to do 2 single crochets into every single stitch. So into the first stitch I'm going to increase by doing 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to increase in the next stitch 3 and 4, increase in the next stitch 5 and 6, increase in the next stitch 7 and 8, increase in the next 9 and 10, and finally increase in the last stitch of this round for 11 and 12. So we have 12 stitches, and on the next row we're going to increase to 18. To do that I'm going to single crochet into 1 stitch, then I'm going to do 2 single crochets into the following stitch, and I'm going to do that 6 times. So I'm going to single crochet 1, then I'm going to increase in the next stitch for 2 and 3, single crochet 4, increase in the next stitch for 5 and 6, single crochet 7, increase in the next stitch for 8 and 9, single crochet 10, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12, single crochet 13, increase in the next stitch for 14 and 15, single crochet 17, and increase in the last stitch of this round for 17 and 18. So we have 18 stitches, and on the next row we're going to increase to 24. To do that I'm going to single crochet into 2 stitches, and then I'm going to do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So I'm going to single crochet 1 and 2, increase in the next stitch for 3 and 4, single crochet 5 and 6, increase in the next stitch for 7 and 8, single crochet 9 and 10, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12, single crochet 13 and 14, increase in the next stitch for 15 and 16, single crochet 17 and 18, increase in the next stitch for 19 and 20, single crochet 21 and 22, then increase in the last stitch of this round for 23 and 24. So we now have 24 stitches, and I'm going to single crochet around these 24 stitches for 5 rows. So I'll meet you back here when I'm nearly done. So my 5 rounds are done, and if you remember we have 24 stitches, and on the next round we're going to decrease to 18. To do that I'm going to single crochet 2 stitches and then single crochet 2 stitches together 6 times. So single crochet 1, 2 and decrease for 3. So single crochet 2 stitches together for 3. Single crochet 4 and 5, decrease for 6. Single crochet 7, 8, decrease for 9. Single crochet 10, 11, decrease for 12. Single crochet 13 and 14, decrease for 15. Single crochet 16 and 17 and decrease for 18. So we have 18 stitches, and now we're going to reduce again to 12. To do that, I'm going to single crochet 1 stitch and then single crochet 2 stitches together 6 times. So single crochet for 1, decrease for 2, single crochet 3, decrease for 4, single crochet 5, decrease for 6, single crochet 7, decrease for 8, single crochet 9, decrease for 10, single crochet 11 and decrease for 12. So at this point I'm going to put some stuffing inside Mr. Wormy's head. Okay, and now we have one more round of decreases. We have 12 stitches and we want to decrease to 6. To do that, I'm going to single crochet 2 stitches together 6 times. So decrease for 1, decrease for 2, decrease for 3, decrease for 4, decrease for 5 and decrease for 6. So I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch, eventually slip stitch into the next stitch, and now it's time to make the worm's body. So we are going to chain 30, so 30 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. And now we're going to make the lovely coils of his body. And to do that, I'm going to skip the first chain, and into the second chain from hook I'm going to do 3 single crochets all into this chain space, and then I'm going to do that all the way up the chain. So into every chain space I'm going to do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3 into that chain, and then again 1, 2, 3 into the next chain, 1, 2, 3, and you can see it's already starting to coil. So 3 single crochets into all of these chain spaces. So I've finished all of my 3 single crochets. Look at that lovely snazzy body. And now we're back at the opening of the head of the worm. So I'm going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches, just so that body comes cohesively off the head. And then I'm going to slip stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. So if I find my scissors, I'm going to leave a bit of a tail, because I'm going to use this tail to sew this hole. It's not a big hole, but there's a little hole left. I'm going to use the tail to close that hole up. I'm also, I think, going to add some more stuff into the head because it seems really soft. Okie dokie. So I'm going to pop this yarn tail onto my embroidery needle eventually, and I'm just going to close this hole up at the bottom. Then I can weave in this yarn tail. And I'm going to do the same with the yarn tail from the very beginning. I'm just going to weave that in. Now the last thing Mr. Wormy needs is his eyes, but I'm going to save the eyes and I'm going to do them at the same time that I do the little worm's eyes. So I'm just going to pop him to the side for now. But how cool does that look with all the different colours? The thing with variegated yarn is you never know what it's going to turn out like. But I think they look really cool. So let's begin with the small worm next. So next I'm doing the smaller worm. So this time I'm using double knit yarn, so DK yarn, and I have my 3.5mm hook. So I'm going to begin with a slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to chain 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. So into the second chain from hook. So remember, we always ignore that first chain because that's called the turning chain. So into the second chain from hook, I'm going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then I'm going to do the same thing into every single chain apart from the last chain. So I'm going to do 4 single crochets into every chain all the way up, and I'll meet you back here when I get to the last chain and show you what to do in that one. So 2, 3 and 4. So all the spirals are done and I've got 1 chain space left. And into this 1 chain space, we're going to do the worm's head. So we're going to do 10 double crochets all into this space. So double crochet, yarn over, insert hook into chain space, yarn over, pull up a loop. So there are 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So there are 2 loops remaining, yarn over, pull through 2. So that was 1 double crochet, and now I'm going to do another 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And then I'm going to slip stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. And now with my embroidery needle, I'm going to weave these 2 yarn tails in. So now it's time to attach the eyes. So I've got my Tupperware box of googly eyes. It's always good when you see things in craft stores or in second-hand shops or charity shops. If you see anything crafty, pick them up and just store them in a container because you'll never know when you're going to need them. And these googly eyes have been in my cupboard for a long time, and recently I've used so many of them. So in this Tupperware I keep my tweezers and my super glue, and for the little worm I've chosen 2 small yellow yellow googly eyes, and for the larger worm I've obviously chosen larger eyes. So I just use any type of super glue that's to hand, and for the big eyes I'm going to glue 1 into place first. Just hold that there for a couple of seconds. Be careful when using super glue because only yesterday I stuck my fingers together. So if you're a child or if you're under the age of 16, make sure that you ask an adult to help you with this. So I've done 1 eye, and now I can place the second. So I'll leave him to the side just for a moment to let them dry. And I'm going to use the tweezers with the smaller eyes to prevent my fingers from sticking together. So with the smaller eyes, I'm going to hold them with the tweezers, put a bit of super glue on the back, and then just press them into place. There we go. And the last thing to do is to parcel the worry worm, and I'll just show you how I like to do it. So with the large worm, I'm going to pop him in a cellophane bag, and along with anything that I send out or I give to anybody, I also include a sweet. And now I need to decide what poem to put with my worry worm. So there are 2 poems that I've found, and what I've done is I've printed them out on stickers, and it says, I'm your little worry worm, keep me near, squeeze me tight, tell me your worries and I'll make everything all right. And the second is, I'm not lost, I'm just alone, if I made you smile, then take me home. So decide which of these you like the best. I'm going to take some twine, pop the verse that I like onto the twine, and tie a nice bow. And there you have a nice little gift for somebody who might be going through a little bit of a tough time at the moment. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you go away and you make loads and loads of worry worms. If you did, don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. And if you do make these guys, don't forget to tag me on Instagram using the hashtag TeenyCrochets. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now!